When Oldsmobile ceased production in 2004, it left behind a rich legacy of innovation, engineering and design spanning over a century. Among its many achievements, one of the most extraordinary was the creation of the Oldsmobile Aerotech, a car that pushed the boundaries of speed and aerodynamics in ways few imagined possible from the brand. Though often overshadowed by more well-known performance cars, the Aerotech was a technological masterpiece, a supercar capable of record-shattering speeds that arrived long before its competition. So the story of the Aerotech began in 1984 with the development of Oldsmobile's groundbreaking quad-4 engine. At the time, the typical American high-performance car relied on big, burly V8s or larger power plants to achieve impressive performance figures. Oldsmobile, however, took a different approach. The quad-4 was an inline-4 engine with 4 valves per cylinder and dual overhead camshafts, an advanced configuration that was cutting edge for the mid-1980s. In an era where most 4-cylinder engines were perceived as underpowered and utilitarian, the engineers behind the quad-4 believed that they could create a compact engine capable of outclassing German competitors like BMW and Mercedes. Led by Ted Laux, the Oldsmobile team wasn't satisfied with simply creating a great engine. They envisioned the quad-4 as a platform for demonstrating what small, high-tech engines could do when combined with advanced engineering. To that end, they proposed building a series of experimental vehicles to showcase the full potential of the quad-4. Thus, the Oldsmobile Aerotech project was born, a car designed to push the limits of speed and redefine what could be achieved with a 4-cylinder engine. So development of the Aerotech began in early 1985 with Ed Welburn, a future design legend at General Motors, leading the design team. The goal was simple but ambitious: create a car that was as aerodynamically efficient as possible to achieve unprecedented speed records. The design drew inspiration from race-spec prototypes seen in Le Mans, with a sleek, low-slung body designed to cut through the air with minimal resistance. Built using a modified March Engineering 84C chassis, the same chassis that won the 1985 Indianapolis 500, the Aerotech was more race car than road car. This foundation gave the Aerotech exceptional stability and performance potential, making it ideal for high-speed record attempts. The body itself was crafted from carbon fiber, a material rarely seen in vehicles at the time, further enhancing the car's lightness and aerodynamic properties. Now, one of the most unique aspects of the Aerotech's design was its adaptable aerodynamics. The underbody featured adjustable panels that allowed engineers to fine-tune the amount of airflow passing through the car's tunnels, thereby optimizing downforce for different conditions and tracks. But let's quickly just circle back to the motor. So, in its base form, the quad-4 was already a highly advanced engine, but for the Aerotech, Oldsmobile engineers took it to the extreme. The 2.3-litre inline-4 engine was fitted with a single turbocharger for the short-tail version of the Aerotech, producing an astonishing 900 horsepower. To put that into perspective, that was nearly triple the output of some of the era's most revered performance cars, like the Ferrari Testarossa or the Lamborghini Countach. For the second prototype, which featured a long-tail design, the engineers took things even further. Collaborating with Fueling Engineering, they developed a twin-turbocharged version of the quad-4, boosting the engine's output to over 1,000 horsepower. This was a staggering achievement for a 4-cylinder engine at the time, when V8s and V12s dominated the supercar landscape. The fact that Oldsmobile managed to extract this kind of performance from such a small engine remains one of the Aerotech's most impressive feats. But saying that the car is fast is one thing, proving it is another. So in August of 1987, the Oldsmobile Aerotech was finally ready to prove its worth. The short-tail version, powered by the 900 horsepower quad-4, was first up for testing at the Fort Stockton test track in Texas. Behind the wheel was none other than AJ Foyt, a racing legend with multiple Indianapolis 500 wins under his belt. Pushing the car to its limits, Foyt managed to hit an average speed of 250 miles per hour, a staggering achievement that rivaled the closed course record set by the Mercedes C111-4 prototype just years earlier. But the real star was the long-tail version of the Aerotech, which had been designed for maximum aerodynamic efficiency. On the same day, the long-tail Aerotech hit a top speed of 275 miles per hour on the Flying Mile. This astonishing speed put the Aerotech in a league of its own, and the car averaged 267.39 miles per hour in subsequent runs. In addition to these speed records, the Aerotech also set a new closed course record of 257.12 miles per hour, further solidifying its place in automotive history. Though it was never meant as a production car, the Aerotech had proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that a 4-cylinder engine, when engineered with precision, could deliver world-class performance. While the Oldsmobile Aerotech's accomplishments were extraordinary, the car's story often gets lost in the annals of history. At the time when supercars were defined by large displacement engines and exotic badges, the idea of an Oldsmobile with a 4-cylinder engine breaking world speed records seemed almost implausible. Yet the Aerotech defied expectations and put Oldsmobile back in the spotlight, even if only briefly. The real legacy of the Aerotech wasn't just its speed records, but the technology it helped pioneer. The quad-4 engine showcased in the Aerotech would go on to power a range of Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Buick and Chevrolet engines for over a decade. From the late 1980s through to the early 2000s, the quad-4 was one of the most advanced engines available in American cars, and it owed much of its development and success to the lessons learned from the Aerotech program. In the early 1990s, Oldsmobile further expanded the Aerotech project with a third prototype, this time powered by the Aurora V8 engine. This new iteration of the Aerotech wasn't about breaking speed records, but endurance. And from December 7th to December 15th, 1992, the Aerotech Aurora set 47 speed endurance records at the same test track, cementing the car's reputation as not just a sprinter, but as a long-distance performer as well. In the end, the Aerotech wasn't just a showcase for what Oldsmobile could do, it was a statement of what the future of automotive engineering could look like. And though Oldsmobile is no longer with us, the legacy of the Aerotech lives on. But at the end of the video, please let me know what you guys think, and if you guys would like a more in-depth video on the quad-4, specifically the ones used in this car, let me know down below and I can do a more of a deep dive on the engineering and everything that went behind this engine and how they made this kind of power. So just let me know down below if you would like that. If you guys like this video, please have a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you guys did like it, you'll most probably like most of my other stuff. So just go through my channel, see if there's something else to like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?